Good afternoon, everybody. Legend coming at you, and it's a dang good afternoon because we are at Hersheypark. In this video, I'm going to go around. I'm going to show you all the rides, all the roller coasters. We're going to go to Chocolate World. We're going to go to Zoo America. We're going to eat some terrible treats. We're going to have a whole lot of fun. I've been going to Hersheypark since the early 90s, so I'm going to show you what's good, what are some of my favorites, and let's go check things out. Let's kick off the tour of Hersheypark talking about my favorite ride in the park, Sky Rush, the Intamin wing hyper coaster that is completely bonkers, insane airtime. This ride is crazy nuts. Some of the wildest airtime I've ever felt. It is insanely good. I absolutely adore this ride. It's really one of those love it or hate it rides in the roller coaster community where some people think it's great, like myself, and others think because of the thigh crushing restraints, which I didn't think were that bad, that it is the eighth circle of hell. But for me, I'm a huge fan. This ride, #1 in the park for me. Also, it does not get long lines. I feel like it's too intense for the crowd that comes to Hersheypark, which is really more of a family park. But for me, easily top 10 roller coaster. On my steal list, I put this around 7 or 8, and it's awesome. I also like this because there's not another one of these hyper wing coasters in this country. So, you know, if you want to go ride a hyper wing coaster, you have to come to Hersheypark. And when you've been on, you know, as many roller coasters as I have, you know, new and different is fun. I also think it's always interesting where they put Sky Rush. It's really like a blend of the old and the new. As Sky Rush towers over the Comet, which is the park's oldest roller coaster, a classic wooden roller coaster. And, you know, solid ride. Nothing to really write home about, but it is, you know, it's family friendly. It's, I would say, not quite as wild as some of the other ones, especially a Wildcat. And it's a classic roller coaster in a classic coaster park. So the Comet's so old, at one point it had these manual kind of handbrakes to it. Obviously they don't use it anymore, but that shows you how old this one is. I think in the 40s it was built. Next up on the tour around the park is Great Bear, the park's inverted coaster. And it's a very unique inverted coaster as it has this big helix here before the first drop. It's the only coaster I really know that does a helix before its first drop. Then it does some normal B&M inverted stuff, but it goes right along the river, which I think is cool. Makes for a pretty ride. Of course, you got the zero G roll, the best element on one of those rides. Then it goes out there. Also, you can see the park's Sky Ride attraction. Not a great Sky Ride here at Hersheypark. A very short chairlifty style ride. And it goes right by the river, too. This big orange coaster that's going to dive beyond vertical is Fahrenheit. Intamin looping coaster that does some wild stuff, like this big pretzel-type diving loop right here. Gonna swoop down and go to a big old cobra roll. This ride's fun. Recently got the soft straps in the past couple years, so it used to bang your head around a little bit, does not bang your head around anymore. Kind of a weird ride for Intamin too. It's definitely an Intamin that feels much more like a Gerslauer. And a solid ride. Now it only puts through 12 people each time, so try to get to Fahrenheit early. Just wanted to do one more quick shot showing off the vertical lift and then the beyond vertical drop that Fahrenheit has right here. Pretty wild if you're in the front row. In this giant white building is a laugh track, and Laugh Track is Hersheypark's indoor spinning roller coaster, and I love it because it's themed to like the old fun houses that used to be at Hersheypark. So indoors there's a bunch of like blacklight effects, and there's like a laughing Sal effect, and there's a snake charmer effect. It's a really fun. It's well done, it's easy, but it's family friendly. It's something they can run in all season since it's indoors. So this is my first time riding this, and I think it's a really strong addition to Hersheypark. Some of the fun indoor queue area for Laugh Track with some giant funhouse mirrors and that kind of thing. I'm not doing fun stuff in this mirror. Wait, that one's wackier. I'm like cut in half. As a big theme park dork, I love that they have a classic laughing Sal figure right here at the entrance to Laugh Track. The only problem is she's not functioning. Like, this would be so much more fantastic if she was laughing. Right in front of me is what was new last year in 2017, and these are the Hershey Triple Towers. And it's a set of 3 different S&S towers, all of varying heights. In the middle one going there is the Reese's Tower, and they're kind of fun. The Kisses Tower is the smallest one, the Reese's Tower is the middle one, and the biggest one with a round base going now, that's the Hershey Tower. And kind of fun that they have 3 different sizes for you know, kids of all ages. It looks like people are really only in line for the big one, and there's no line for the other ones. I also like that some of them run in combo mode as well, so that means not only will it shoot you up, but then it will take you to the top and drop you down. So I think that's fun. I like these rides. Love seeing this one here. This first park I've been at that has one of these round S&S towers like that. So this guy here is one of the park's most iconic roller coasters, the fantastically named Super Duper Looper. Classic ride, uses the terrain here at Hersheypark really, really well. And I always like rides like this that are lap bar only, that goes through a loop and it follows along the river for a bit. It uses the tunnels. This is a ride, I think it's like a perfect idea for like a kid's first looping roller coaster. And it's a classic, it's fun. I ride it every time I come to the park. And sometime over the last few years, the Super Duper Looper got some shiny new trains for its ride. Here's Cold Cracker, the park's log flume ride, old log flume ride. And I love it because it kind of skids across the water. Also, it does not get you very wet. We went on this yesterday, didn't really get wet. Love the waterfall over there towards the end, makes it very pretty. Also, I always find this corner of the park fascinating, where you've got the Cold Cracker log flume. Over here, you got Great Bear on top, and then it's intertwined with Super Duper Looper as well. So just how this corner is designed, I think is fascinating. Load area here for the Cold Cracker log flume, and it's kind of crazy. It's a smoking hot day. It's like 90-something degrees, and there is no line at all. So I absolutely love the monorail here at Hersheypark. It takes you all around the park itself and then into other areas. So it takes you outside of the park and into Hershey, Pennsylvania, past some of the corporate offices and things like that. You get to see some of the famous Hershey street lamps.
In 1905,
there's the factory.
today the Hershey Company is the lead Zoo America.
And it takes you past Zoo America.
Look at the bear.
There's the bear. Some prawns and other things. So it's a really, really neat monorail ride. Get some awesome views of the roller coasters too. Check that out.
Now get ready. Here we go.
Here goes Sidewinder, the park's boomerang roller coaster. And I've been on so many boomerang roller coasters that I'm not really a fan. I don't like the forwards and the backwards. I will say Sidewinder is one of the better ones because a couple of years ago, a while ago, maybe 7 or 8 years ago, it did get retrofitted with the new vest-style restraints. So while this may be a disorienting and nauseating ride, it no longer hurts your head, which is, that's a big plus for something like this. So if your stomach can handle it and you're into the forwards, backwards, loopy fun of Vekoma boomerangs like this guy, then this might be a ride for you. Why not? I'm going to skip today, and these are not my personal favorite of attractions, so I'm going to pass on this guy. It is the final week of operations for the Reese's Extreme Cup Challenge. By the time I post this video, the ride's probably going to be closed forever. This is their Sally Dark Ride shooter from the early 2000s, themed around like extreme sports and things like that. So there's a rock climbing segment and a snowboarding segment, a hockey segment in tribute to the Hershey Bears. Actually, the ride's in pretty good shape for a ride that's closing, and it's closing to be replaced with their new for 2019 attraction, the Reese's Cup Fusion, which is essentially going to be a much more modern shooting dark ride, which is good. I know the one in this ride pretty much uses mostly cardboard cutouts. There's a couple of animatronic figures, but the new one I think is going to be is definitely going to use a lot of screens. It doesn't look like it's going to use 3D. Sally's still going to be involved, so I love the character design of all the villains. It's all like evil candy. So like in this one, you can see like jawbreakers and gumdrops and candy corn that you'll be shooting at. So I have hopes that this is going to be a fun ride. Quick look here at some of the cars for the Reese's Extreme Cup Challenge. I'm assuming the cars and the track probably will not change too much with the new ride. But a very unique ride system, as it is very roller coaster-esque. Get the cheering fans. So Hersheypark has some good snacks, and this is the one I was really excited for. The king size shake. We got the Hershey Steak, which is just ridiculous looking. It's a chocolate milkshake with chocolate syrup in there, whipped cream, little Hershey bars on the outside, sprinkles, 2 chocolate covered pretzels, and a straw that goes through a chocolate cupcake. But now the most important part, how does it taste? Molly's gonna try, she can't. It's completely not working, but it looks great. You know what, we'll figure this out and we'll get back to you. So we got the problem solved. When you put the straw through the cupcake, it creates like a seal, so you need to really strong, it's not strong, and now it's just, you can drink it like normal now. And now it's all happy. This thing is like the world's most unhealthy dinner, but it is absolutely wonderful. Perfect thing for Hersheypark to have.
It's a great cup to take home too.
All right, so in the back right corner of the park in the Kissing Tower Hill, they have a set of antique cars, and it's cool because you get your choice. Molly's driving in the antique car, the classic cars, but there's another line where you could go in like an Autopia-style speedway car. Right by the log flume and all that. It gets your picture taken, and ads for local highways in case you love traffic. Kind of a nice antique car ride. I like that you get to choose between the 2 types of cars. Especially these rides are great for kids, and that makes it better for kids. So some antique cars you actually get to drive. This one, nope. That wheel is just for show, and we're going clankety, clankety, bang, bang, all the way down the track. So one thing that you hear at Hersheypark, depending on your height level, they give you a type of candy you are. So when you go on the roller coaster, they'll say like, okay, you have to be at least a Hershey's, Twizzler, or a Jolly Rancher to go on. So outside the park, there's these awesome statues and the height sticks that'll tell you, okay, which level of candy you are. And I just find that to be, it's classic Hersheypark. It's also adorable. Great photo ops. And that way the kids might remember, hey, I was a Reese's this year. I can't wait till I'm a Hershey so I can go on that roller coaster. So one thing I've always liked about a Hersheypark is that they don't have a dedicated kids area, but they just put their kids rides next to the adult rides. So right next to Lightning Racer is like these 2 little kids rides, so that if you want to do parent swap or something like that, it works out really well. Instead of having like, and if you have little ones, then you're not spending like all day in Bugs Bunny World. You're wandering the park, and the kids feel like they're part of the park. I always thought that was cool. And they've also got a lot of cheap games, like over here, skee ball, 50 cents. You can win some fun prizes. In the back of the park is also a Music Express ride. I don't feel like these quite fit in, and I always think of these as carnival rides. I never get why they're in amusement parks, and like it feels like it's out of a fair, and the rest of the park, in this section of the park, it really doesn't feel carnival-y. So I never really liked that this ride was here. Coming at you from the Ferris wheel back in Midway, America, I want to talk about a couple things during my ride on the Ferris wheel. One is the boardwalk, which is Hersheypark's water park, and the other one is Lightning Racer. Now, Lightning Racer is going right there, and this is a big, giant GCI racing dueling coaster, and it is a ton of fun. It's one of my favorite rides at Hersheypark, and it's a nice, smooth, really, really smooth, fun, fast, great airtime. Probably my favorite racing coaster, with the finish line right there. That was a very close race, and it's great. First of all, it's a beautiful ride. Like, as a guy that likes wooden roller coasters, all that structure, it's a really, really pretty version of that. And then I love the station too, because the station, whenever the train comes back, that one, sirens go off and an announcement plays that, congratulations, Lightning Train, you just won. And also they tend to run 2 trains. It's in the back corner of the park all the way over here. So this ride almost never has a line. So you could ride Lightning Racer pretty much whenever you want, no line. Can't recommend Lightning Racer enough. It's a ride I always ride multiple times when I'm here at Hersheypark. Now the other guy, the boardwalk in Hersheypark's water park, and it's definitely a smaller water park. This is a water park that opened in the middle of the park, I believe, back in 2007, and it has been added some stuff since. You've got a couple of slide structures. You got this big slide structure right here with the tornado slide. You got 6 slides in that guy. You got, this thing's my favorite part of their whole water park. A giant water play structure, and it's really well themed towards old-timey boardwalks. I could hang in there and, you know, tip buckets on people and things like that just all day long. They've got 2 different tipping buckets. I've been doing my fair share of water parks. I think that might be my favorite kind of one of those splash portrait zones that I've been in. I will say one thing about their water park, it's very, very small. So you got that slide structure, this one, and then you got the fun house. And then you've got a couple of slides over there. These are the new ones for this year. You've got the racing slide, the Whitecap Racers, which is a lot of fun. We went on that, but I waited like 45 minutes for it. That's way too long. And then that blue guy there, that is the new Waterslide roller coaster. It looks like a ton of fun, but the wait was over, like, it looked like the wait was probably around an hour and a half or so. So I was not gonna wait an hour and a half for a water slide. A couple more things in the water park I'll show you in just a moment. So let's talk a little bit more. The water coaster is awesome. It's got those giant saucer turns, which it looks like a ton of fun. It uses the old station for the roller soaker water coaster. And then the other part of the water park is back there. There is a wave pool and a lazy river. Neither one's particularly good. The wave pool is pretty wimpy, and then you've got the lazy river, which is kind of small. Overall, I don't really recommend the Hershey water park too much, just because it is so crowded. If you're really hot in the middle of the day and you brought swim stuff, I would recommend coming and playing in the Fortress, maybe hopping in the wave pool, but you know, 45 minutes for a water slide it's just too much for me. I do like one thing too with the racing slide. They've got a Jumbotron where it shows like who won each race and their times. So I think that's really neat, that level of interactivity. While technically in the Boardwalk Water Park is Tidal Force, the giant shoot-the-chutes ride here at Hersheypark. And there goes the boat, here it comes, and kaboom, big giant splash. And you can stand on the bridge and get soaked. It's, honestly, one of the things that we talked about the water park a little bit, I wouldn't wait to go on one of the slides, but if you had your swim trunks on, go stand on the bridge and get soaked. That's a good time. Trailblazer, currently down right now. Looks like I got a fresh paint job recently. It's the park's old mine train roller coaster, but a great roller coaster for kids and families. Now, unfortunately, I ruined my second dessert by eating that insane milkshake, but I love this stand. You make your own whoopie pies. Step 1, you pick the flavor of your shell. Step 2, pick the type of filling you want, and then you eat it. And that is it's so incredibly cool. It's also so original. Like, this is something I have not seen anywhere else, and it looks so tremendously fun. But if I have another dessert after that milkshake, I'm pretty sure I'm going to go into some sort of sweet-induced coma. Not operating today, but right next to Laugh Track is the Merry Dip Fun Slides, which is just your carnival potato sack style of slides. And I'm going to be kind of counter what I said earlier. These rides I really like. Like, I would never pay to ride one of these at the carnival, but when they're free to theme park, sure, they're super fun. Which goes completely about opposite of what I said with the Music Express. The Wild Mouse has my favorite sign out of anything in Hersheypark. If they sold one of those, I would totally buy it. So I can't do any more sweets, and it's closed anyway. But look at these funnel cakes. Hershey funnel cake, Reese's funnel cake, or even fried Reese's. Up here in the front of the park in Founder's Way. Located right outside the gates of Hersheypark is Hershey's Chocolate World, which is a year-round free attraction, essentially their visitor center and chocolate experience. You don't have to pay to come into Chocolate World. It's home to the free chocolate tour and some other stuff I'm going to show you right now. So here we are inside of Hershey's Chocolate World, and there are a whole bunch of different attractions in here. Most of them have a small fee, but a couple of them are free. There's a chocolate tasting room experience, which is about $11 to do that, and you get a 30-minute experience. They have a really cool 4D chocolate movie using some digital puppetry, like you've seen in things like Turtle Talk with Crush, or the Monsters Inc. Last Floor at Disney World, where they interact with you. It's a fun 3D movie. That was about $8. There was a coupon for that in the Hershey Welcome Guide tour book that you'll see around. Then you get a giant store. One of really a couple of stores in here. This main store in this giant area sells mostly your Hershey memorabilia. So you get your t-shirts and your mugs, your plushies, all that kind of fun stuff. Actually, you get some really, really cool merchandise in here. I'm not going to go through and show you everything, but if you want anything with a chocolate bar logo on it or Hershey's logo on it, it's probably going to be over here. Now, the highlight of Chocolate World for everyone is the free chocolate tour ride, and this is it feels very much like a ride that would belong in 1980s Epcot Center. It's an Omni-Mover style dark ride that shows you all about how chocolate is made. It's awesome, it's free, and when you get off the chocolate tour ride, you get a free piece of chocolate, which is always great. This is something, a ride I could go on multiple times, and they tend to change it up every 10 years or so too. So now there's animatronic figures and fusion effects. One thing, not a fan, I've been coming in here for a long time, since the early 90s. They changed the iconic song. It's no longer the Hershey's chocolate world. They got rid of it. It's a different song. Not a fan, change it back. Criminal offense there, Hersheypark. And of course, with it being Chocolate World, you've got to sell a ton of candy. And that's what I'm making my way towards now, assuming I don't bowl over any toddlers on the way. So over here is the chocolate section and everything you could imagine, and some really cool stuff. I love the novelty stuff that is just so obnoxiously large, like this Hershey Kiss that's, the size of my fist. And then this is really where you could stock up on all your Hershey's chocolate needs. But again, I love the novelty stuff, guys, like the world's largest Twizzler twists. This gigantic box of Jolly Ranchers. Same with the Reese's. Like that stuff is my favorite. Look at that Kit Kat bar. It looks like something out of like Willy Wonka. Love it. And then they got different sections depending on whatever you might want to eat and whatever your favorite brand of Hershey product is. And also here in Chocolate World, this is where you would get on the Hershey's Trolley Works, which is a trolley ride that takes you around town. And it's a lot of fun. It's a guided tour. It shows you all around Hershey, Pennsylvania. And it's cool too. They do characters and you get treats. If you've never been on it, I highly recommend it. It's a really cool, neat kind of themed experience. And I'd recommend it. I've done it multiple times, and if you've never been here before, you've got to do it. In the back, you've got some dessert areas here. You got s'mores and ice cream and milkshakes, and then you've got another small store in the back, mostly dedicated to Hershey Kisses. Now, if you're coming in and you need lunch at Chocolate World, there is a food court over here, but this is Hershey. I'm going to show you where you really should eat at Chocolate World now. Now, the bakery is by far the most delicious part of Chocolate World. From 3 different types of chocolate-covered bacon to these amazing-looking cookies. But my favorite, look at these cupcakes, guys.
This is like LeBron's decision.
Oh, it really is. It's just more delicious. Molly, is there anyone that's calling to you?
I'm not sure. They all look good.
I know. And that's not it. I got to show off these cheesecakes too. This I did not see a couple of years ago, and they have amazing looking cheesecakes, from chocolate chip cheesecakes, little berry cheesecakes, Heath cheesecakes, giant cheesecakes. Oh, it looks amazing. But I'm gonna go cupcake. We have to kind of hammer out this decision. Oh man.
I do either the cookies and cream cupcake or the Reese's. Reese's?
The Reese's with the pieces, the Reese's with the mini Reese's.
I don't know, they both look good.
Oh. I'm thinking that one. That one looks really good. The Reese's with the mini Reese's on top.
Yeah.
Let's decide.
I think is that the winner?
That's the winner.
We have made the decision. The Reese's cupcake.
You want to figure out which one you want?
When I was growing up, I had some dolls like this, and now I just love the stylization of the characters. The Jolly Rancher. Look at the Icebreaker mints for be good for Drew the Intern's baby. Reese's and Hershey, all sorts of stuff. And the kids merchandise, like the kids and baby stuff, is Molly's nieces are very, very young, and stuff like this, like the baby blanket they could snuggle with, or some of the kids stuff. Like I love this for the Hershey's chocolate I'm drooling bib and stuff like that. The merchandise selection here in Chocolate World is amazing. The final attraction here in Chocolate World is create your own candy bar. You get to put on an apron and hat and go through a candy bar making process with your family. A great activity here for the little ones. Oh man, $39.95 for the world's largest chocolate bar, or Hershey's bar. Look, it's so heavy. Now, the future of Hersheypark's really, really bright, and a lot of it's going to focus on this area over here outside the park. They filed permits to add a new and a larger and more appropriate park entrance, as well as a new 220-foot roller coaster. These projects are expected to show up in 2020, so this place will look a lot different between now and then. So don't only get to Hersheypark at opening, get here like probably 15 minutes at least before opening, because it is packed, and we are not even here on a busy day. So one thing I love about Hersheypark is that they have tons of games, and the games are not expensive. So you can play this, you get 7 balls for $2 here at Goblet Toss, and you can win some really cute prizes. And a lot of the games are very reasonably priced, which you don't see at a lot of amusement parks. Now it's time for a quick ride on the park's Kissing Tower. This is Hersheypark's classic observation tower, one of the most classic rides in all of Hersheypark. Opened back in the 70s, gives you an awesome view through the Hershey kiss-shaped windows, and it takes you up 250 feet in the air. I would say the Kissing Tower is probably the best place to get views of all of Hersheypark. So here in the boardwalk, they have a Reader's ice cream and frozen ice custard set, and I love this. They got an ice flight, 4 flavors for $4.79, not a bad price, and they have some wacky flavors. Like, I would love to get Swedish fish ice cream, but they have like one person working in a giant line, so I'm not gonna get ice cream. So I gotta say, I'm really upset this stand is closed. It's the BBLZ stand, where you get these wacky creations. It's a mixture of like sodas and then toppings and flavors, and they look awesome. Like, this looks like an amazing drink. Now, we're here on like the last weekend before Labor Day, and so I think their staffing is definitely taking a hit, because there's a bunch of snack stands that are down. But for $9, these look like an awesome. You get them in a souvenir cup, and it looks really cool. Like, this to me seems like one of their marquee food and drink items, and it's closed, and that's a big bummer to me. Yeah, you got this machine here that kind of like sends them all down. They say Hersheypark on it. I'm like, that's so awesome. So, like, shame on you, Hershey, for having this closed. Guess I'll save my $9. A great addition to Hersheypark is beer. Yes, for the longest time, Hersheypark was a dry park. Now you can get beer at a couple of different places, including here in Kenny's favorite location of the park, the Yingling patio. And I love the tables itself. I mean, those are really, really cool bar tops. I will say, not the greatest selection of beer. You got 4 different Yingling 16 ounces for $9. And you got beer in a couple different places around the park. No really great drinking options, but it's nice that you can get a nice cool beer if you want one. So I'm a big fan of Christmas stuff, and I love all the Hershey Christmas stuff. They have a Christmas shop in the front of the park. Lots of great ornaments. I love this. The chocolate bar riding a roller coaster. You've got some park characters all dressed up in Christmas time gear. I actually have this one. This one hangs on our tree right now. But always like some different fun Christmas stuff. Got one for the Hershey Trolley Works, if you're a big fan of that ride. In the park's main ride gift shop now, it's kind of weird. They've got tons of merchandise for their new Waterslide attractions. Like, this would be amazing if you were a ranger. Buy all this stuff. But they don't have a ton of like ride t-shirts or like ride merchandise, which kind of bums me out at the big theme park ride stuff. Oh, Molly, any of our friends would wear those?
I can think of one.
Ranger. And I actually already own a bunch of this stuff. Like, I love that sky blue Sky Rush shirt. And I did not have that one. I do have one. I love the retro line of merchandise with the I survived the Super Duper Looper. I have one of those. Mom, didn't you have a button that said that from like the 70s or something like that?
70s, yes.
And also, like, they've got merchandise for the Triple Towers and Laugh Track. Like, they've got an odd selection of merchandise. And I also love, like, you could get a pin for which one you rode too. Like, if you rode the Reese's Tower or the Hershey's Tower or the Kisses Tower, so that's kind of neat. And just not my favorite selection. This is kind of nice. It's like a workout kind of shirt with all the coaster logos on it. Yeah, that's different as well. But not the best selection of roller coaster merchandise, but not the worst either. And it's definitely interesting. So we're here in the Overlooked Food Court, which is one of the few indoor places to eat. And the food does not look so great. I got this turkey bacony cheese thing for about $11. How's the burger? Yeah, that looks scrumptious. You might have the best looking item.
Yes.
Tacos?
Chicken tacos. Pretty good.
All right. And Dad, looks like you got heat lamp pizza?
Pepperoni pizza, excellent.
Oh,
excellent
yeah.
pizza.
Looks
delicious.
So one great thing about Hersheypark is that they have Zoo America is included, which is a small zoo. Gonna take you and show you around Zoo America right now. So Zoo America is all themed to American animals, and the zoo's broken up into 5 different sections: Southern Swamps, Great Southwest, Eastern Woodlands, Big Sky Country, and the Northlands. The first building is the Southern Swampland building, a very, very old feeling zoo building with a lot of like smaller exhibits, snakes and things like that. Ooh, that would give me nightmares. He's in angry snake pose. Yep. Don't much care for that. Snake's not my favorite animal. So I'm gonna keep going and see if there's something happier over here. Nope, more snakes. Some weird looking fish. An alligator, alright. Alligators will work. I'm used to them from back home in Florida. And these are just little ones. Little tiny alligator. Cool eyes. He's gonna get out of the water. He's thinking about it. No, maybe not. And then over here they have a really cool animal. These are the alligator snapping turtles. And this guy's sleeping, but I love these guys. They're almost like dinosaurs. So this little guy here, the little Weasley looking guy, is an American marten, and I go to zoos all the time. I've never seen one of these before. Can't get a good shot because it's through a fence and down a great decline, but it's pretty cute. A couple of cool animals here. You got a turtle eating, and then some other animals. You got a burrowing owl, so one of these little tiny guys over here, and then you've got a roadrunner like in the cartoons. Look at this guy just chomping away. Better shot there. It's really, really good looking owl.
See the quail?
Parts of Zoo America are really old. Like this southwest area started its life as a birdhouse all the way back in 1934. Looks like pretty much the same building. We got a big ocelot here. One of the larger ocelots I've ever seen. A little difficult to see because it is a darker exhibit, but he's pretty cute. Look at his little face. Pretty good sized exhibit for the ocelot too. Goes over a ways.
Oh my gosh.
So here's a couple of Codys. They're pacing like they do in most zoos. And there's 2 of them wandering back and forth. These guys are cute. And they tend to be playful at zoos.
This guy can't look aggressive.
The bobcat's asleep, but it's sleeping with its little paws outside the cage, and he's so cute. I am very, very close to a bear. I'm guessing this is an American black bear. But he's hanging out right at the edge of his property. It's like really close to the people. You probably hear everything I'm saying right now. Now the bear's posing for us. He's sitting up like people. We've also got a brown bear. Look at him. He's really, really pretty.
Apparently they have a polar bear.
One cool thing about Zoo America too is it butts up right next to the Hershey's chocolate factory, the real deal chocolate factory where they make all the candy with the big giant silos there. One of the cutest animals here at Zoo America, the Prairie Dogs. They've got a bunch of them standing up, running around. Just adorable. They actually have a pretty good sized exhibit too here where they have plenty of rooms and systems of tunnels to run around and attack each other, do whatever prairie dogs do. Great shot over here because all of the elk, they're all hanging out right in the front, including this guy here with these giant antlers. It's really neat to be so close to a giant animal like this, as he is right next to the people path, and they have a lot of area to hang out, so to have him so close, it's really neat. I also like when zoos do this. So they've got a sign like this saying that the elk often choose to stand or lie down in the moat in front of you to provide a cooler location, and a sense of security. They're nimble and then can escape at any time. Because most people that come by and walk by and saw that guy down in a ditch would be like, oh no, is he hurt? Is something going on? Obviously not the case. The sleepy porcupine here will finish up our time at Zoo America. I like it. I love theme parks where you get to do something in the middle of the day to break up the theme parkiness. Like Zoo America is not a great zoo. It's not something I really pay for, but to come in and maybe spend, what do we spend, half an hour, 45 minutes here, Molly?
Yeah.
And just see some animals. I like it. The bear is clearly the highlight for me. What do you think?
It's decent. I mean, definitely what you said. Breaks up waiting in line for the rides.
Yeah. But so I would definitely recommend coming over here, especially if you have kids or animal lovers. really, I recommend this for most people. Unless, you know, the people watching this that are coaster fans and only want to come and do roller coaster stuff. Then go in.
Not a coaster cow.
No, there's no coasters over here. Go ride Sky Rush 7 more times. Also, for those curious, Zoo America is ACA officiated and in there with the species survival plan. Always try and check for that when you come to zoos. And that is all for our time at Hersheypark. I love Hersheypark. I've been coming here for a long time, and I'm going to keep coming here for a long time. Didn't talk about the preview plan. With every park ticket, you could actually get in the night before your visit for 2.5 hours, so that's great. I love this park. It's got a very eclectic and different collection of roller coasters. If you like wood coasters, steel coasters, B&M coasters, Intamin coasters, they've got GCI coasters. They got all sorts of different types of roller coasters, and that's a big plus. I love having the zoo to do something different in the middle of the day. I like the cheap games, some fun snacks, so Hersheypark gets a big thumbs up for me. And Chocolate World, too. Chocolate World is such a one-of-a-kind kind of place. Molly, your second visit here, what do you think of the park?
I love Chocolate World.
Yes.
The park itself, I agree, it has a good collection of coasters. And I love the characters. They're so adorable.
I know, we didn't get the characters on video. We didn't get to meet any of them. I was so sad. We were going to take our picture with the Hershey bar, but he ran away.
But I love like the themes of some of the rides. Like
yes.
The drop towers and...
Yeah, and it's very different. Very, very different kind of theme park here. Now let me ask you guys, for the older demographic, here's my mom and dad who came with me on this adventure.
Hello, old people.
Thumbs up. Very good.
All right. Now, what were you guys? Do you have a favorite part of the day, or besides the bench?
Lazy River.
Lazy River. There we go.
Lazy
Very
River.
good on a hot day.
Yes.
Very good on a hot day.
And I like the bears at the zoo.
All right, bears at the zoo and the Lazy River. There we go, guys. Hope you liked watching this video. If you're heading to Hersheypark, you're gonna have a great time. If you have any questions or comments, let me know in the comment section below. And thank you guys for watching.